Blocks are just bunch of strings in a blockchain. Let me explain. And let's start with the cryptographic function first. A cryptographic function converts an input that is represented in a binary form to a hash as output. It's a 256-bit output. Now, let's say you have two pictures of a dog taken while it's swimming. The main difference between two pictures is that the dog has moved their head slightly. Now, if you feed it to a function, it will produce vastly different output. Even if you change the slightest bit of your input, your output will be vastly different, and knowing what output is doesn't allow you to know what input was. You feed the same picture of a dog to a function so that actual bit it represents is same. For the same input to a function always has a same output. Now here is a case scenario. Imagine you are solving a puzzle. Your job is to find the output for the function such that the output has 4 zeros at the start. So the first 4 most significant bits should be 0 out of 256 bit. Now comes the probability to play, because you don't know what kind of input will produce what kind of output. A bit is either 0 or 1. So getting first bit as 0 has a chance 1 by 2. For getting both first and second bit as 0, the chances are 1 by 4. Now, for the first 4 bits, chances of getting 0 are 1 out of 16. If you have to get 60 bits as zeros, then the probability is going to be 1 out of 2 to the power 60. That's a very complex task. You can get rewarded if you solve this puzzle, maybe in bitcoins. The thing is that the input is the block itself. Next, if you want to add new block, that block should contain previous block hash unless it's a genesis. And also time. Time in this case refers to the number of seconds passed since January 1st, 1970 at the time of creation of this block. This input will always result in the same output. So even if I have multiple computers that take this input, they will produce the same output. How can I use multiple computers so that I can work on solving this puzzle? My goal is getting 4 zeros at the start. So what I'll do is nonce, which is just a random number, so that each computer can have different nonce and produce different output. Okay, we've added enough things, but we are forgetting something. This is a public ledger. Our block is a public ledger, so I'll add some data. My data will have sender, receiver, and amount. This is still not enough. I will hash this entire string and create another field called hash so that next block can refer to it. It's time I'm creating a new block. I'm appending new data. And this is basics of block.